Welcome.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us again here, Weird Games, with all of our extra stationery that we don't need. Oh, I need some pen. I need some pencils.
No, we'll get them when we
Oh.
get them when we
All right, sure. I need things to point with, other than look and introducing Papa Weird and Lob representing.
And Weirdling. That's
Representing. All right, we're working our way through. Look how much we got. 4 days worth. And two of those are catch up. Three.
why does the February one start? Oh,
28. It just starts lower here because of the way the weeks were working, right? You see? See? Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yep. I see.
You see? Do you see? Even I understand the Gregorian calendar. Alright, very good. This one. So we are here.
Today's
Oh,
the
I still have to do.
27th, right?
Sure. No, yes. No, 26, 27. We're going to do 3 days. 1, 2, 3. 26. Is it? Or 27. Did we miss a day or 4?
I think we've done.
Let's see. 25, 26. That's what we're up to today.
Okay.
Are we the 27th? That's the Monday. Are you confusing me now?
I'm confused.
I think don't you confuse. Look, we're saying it's the 26th, all right?
Okay.
Okay? All right. Let's just go with that. Oh my gosh. Really going to do my head in. Okay, where are we up to? Oh, did we show our previous work?
No.
How far back did we go?
This.
Was it only this?
Yes.
These two?
Yes.
Very good. Okay, just scorpling.
I made it. Those.
I see. If I put them together now, what I might do is just take these out of the images that I scan and kind of put them in relation to each other, because a lot of these corridors are actually longer, and you could decide on the day to put, like, 100 feet worth of corridor into there, and because you needed that as setup or whatever, right? So yeah, that's our Scorpling, dead Scorpling baby, and Mama and Daddy Scorpion over here with their eating pile. All right, very
Okay,
good.
what are we gonna have in this room?
Well, this is actually where we were going to get into today. You put that aside for a second, just there. We might need it. Just there. Don't run away. All right. This is what I wanted this table for. We still have one room to finish off over here. This is why I need a pointing stick. All right. I think there's a hair on that. So we needed a pointing stick here. So we still have one room at the end, and that will eventually be joining with a corridor up to our entire next month's section, right? So we got to do this one and that one and that one. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 4. What's today? Monday. See, Monday's the 27th. We only have to look at the days here. Today's still Sunday, isn't it? You didn't go to school today, did you? This is how confused you are, alright? Look at what you are doing to me.
Oh yeah,
right?
today is the 26th.
Alright, great. I'm glad we're on the same page. Alright, so we're going to do
on
3.
a different page.
We've got to do 3, which leaves us 2 to do. So what we're going to do, now that we've all caught up, is we're going to do this one here at the end.
Is it going to have nothing in it?
It will have nothing in there that is an encounter. What you will have in here, because we have to signal from this direction. So say you're working through here. Say you went, clockwise. Then you would come through this way, you would imagine here. Before you head off, you would finish out the rooms if you wanted to. And
if you were a true video game.
Sure, and if you're a completionist, right? So you do need to signal that in this center room here, there is some scorpions. So the way I was thinking about that is I was reading up on them, right? Oh, I remember where we were at. The size of the scorpions is that the males are longer and have a longer tail, and the women have a thicker tail, apparently, and a thicker body, slightly. But they're roughly the same size otherwise. And that's to the layman, all right? I have not, in the meantime, gone and examined any extra scorpions as research. I was not there. But that's what I did learn. But what I did also learn on the Googles, yeah, a little bit of Wikipedias and Britannicas and stuff. They shed a carapace, all right, so they do shed. So I thought this room could have some sheddings in it, and they also leave behind like droppings, and the droppings are like little round coffee bean looking things, right? You can imagine like
Okay.
cooked coffee beans. So you can imagine giant scorpions would have dung that's probably like dung beetle size, like
This big.
no, maybe that big, golf ball size up to a cricket ball size,
Maybe like
right?
this big.
Sure, softball. But like, so the idea is that there's going to be some signaling here, so we have to do that. That's one room, and then we have another 2 rooms to do. All right, you haven't confused me that far. Now, what we're going to do down here is we have an extra room, and this is going to be like a specialty section for itself. And I have given us some direction by having these random things, the ones that you didn't want to do. All right, there is 6 of them.
I just
Right.
wanted to get the Hydra.
You okay? Sure. We don't have a Hydra on there. You can have a look here for a second though. You can read them out what there is on there. Okay.
Okay, so
Hold on, wait, and we're gonna roll a d6, and whatever we land on, we're gonna go with. Is that fine? Whether it's cool or not, right?
Sure.
These are just the ideas. Okay, we can build on them in the actual in the
Okay,
setting.
so there's a
right?
goblin kin group with a giant.
Wait. Okay, there's a giant kin, a goblin kin group, right? So a little family of goblins, which will what we're going to do in the caverns then is signal this by having a different goblin group. They're going to actually be working with the hags, all right? And for whatever reason, this particular goblin family group has broken away and sought solace and refuge in this place alone. But they fortified it. It looks like a goblin place. Anyway, these goblins keep lizards for mounts and food. Giant lizards for mounts and food. So that's what this back room is. This is going to be the thematic room, right? So in there's going to be like a little stabled area where they keep a couple of their lizard mounts, all right? Okay.
I just really wanted to get the Hydra so that they could saddle the Hydra and ride
No,
the Hydra
no,
around.
they're not riding any Hydra. Although the hill giant idea is great, and I have idea. Look, I've already put it in over here. Cave giant, right? Cave giant over here. Towards the end of the caverns, because they're going to be relatively large in CR, and unless we diminish it or cripple it in some way, you're sort of taking from it as a encounter or as a something you know in the environment. But like that's for later. They're still only what, level 4? They're at level 4, dealing with this stuff at level 4. Let's move on. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on. All right, stay focused. What's the second line? Can you say that?
A Squirfneblin.
Svirschneblins. Sure, they're the deep gnomes, alright?
Oh.
They're not necessarily dark
Gnomes.
gnomes. Yeah, they're deep gnomes, alright?
They can
So-
speak Gnomish.
I think so, and some other languages from down there, alright? So what they
Like
are,
undergrad.
yes, sure, like undergraduate languages. Alright. No. So these guys here, thematically, are clerical in nature, and they have a couple of devouts with them, alright? So they're here with a shrine in those rooms, okay? Now, they also, in that back room then, what do they have in there? A little underground lake with some fishies, because they eat fish because they're religious, right?
Yeah.
So there's water and stuff in there, right? Anyway, next one. What's the next one? Are we doing this?
The Rogans.
Duragar.
Droga.
Droga's something else. Duragar. They're you wouldn't say deep dwarves, you say dark dwarves, evil dwarves, highly misunderstood dwarves that live in the Underdark, drinking green tea again.
The Korean one. Yeah.
It's always weird Korean green tea. It's the only one to drink. It's the best, I declare. All right. So these guys here have found a mining deposit inside that little room. All right, possibly. Okay. Now, what do we got next? After that, very quickly, easily.
Drow with
Drow, which are
black people.
dark elves, not spider people. They're driders, but like yeah, they do worship
Drow,
Loth and
Driders,
stuff like
same
that. Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, so these are possibly an offshoot, and it means there are some drow later on, conniving and working with hags. All right, possibly. All right, what's the next one? Say that.
Fomorian.
Fomorian. All right, do you know what a Fomorian is?
No.
Okay, Fomorian are underground giants. All right, they are actually higher CR. So this one is the runt of the litter that has escaped the rest of the group and is like the big friendly giant, right? What do you reckon? Something like that could be, okay? I don't want to hurt you. Why are we fighting?
Fomorian.
No, you can't. I don't know if you can ride. Well, I'm not sure. Maybe they could be large enough.
Strap the saddle to its head.
Well, it's not. Well, it's technically not a cave giant. I mean, you'd have to ask, right? You're not going to just subjugate it like that. That'd be a bit rude. All right. Now the last one, the surprise bonus one.
Odozi.
Odozi somehow managed out of the astral plane that we might encounter later on, and for some reason there's Odozi that live around here, and it could be thematic.
What's a Hadozi?
The monkey people out of the astral planes, right? No? Do you remember the monkey people? Do you want to have a look at the monkey people?
Yes, please.
All right, sure. Go on, you get that.
Stuck my foot on my chair.
They traditionally were a group
What
of
is it?
the astral spellgammer. Oh god. Astral adventure. First one. Yeah, they were originally developed by a mage somewhere and made to be slaves for him, and then they got the best of him, which is usually what happens in those kind of situations, because prideful, hubris people make mistakes and stuff. Have a look. Is it not this one? Look, there's the auto gnome. Dozy, look at that. There you go. Monkey people.
Actual monkey people.
That have glide and stuff, right? They're very cool. So I put them in. I thought it'd be great if there maybe is one family of these guys, like hiding down here.
One barbarian.
Right.
One assassin.
Okay. So
like
that's the setup.
Rome.
All right, we might not even get there. All right, this is the setup. Okay, let's move along. We'll be here all day. Let's take out some dice. All right, flip some coins and such. All right, we need a d6 to start. Rob would like you to roll a d6 so we can decide which one we are going to make the team.
6.
Oh wow!
We
Are you really
Yeah.
sure?
Yeah. Look at the dice.
I see the dice. Can they see the dice?
Yes,
I think they can see the dice. They
They can see the dice.
They
on
can
the
see the
screen.
dice. All right.
Indeed.
Fair enough. Okay, we're gonna go with this. Okay, Dozies it is. A family group that escaped the astral mage. All right. I'm gonna write that in. Okay.
Dozy.
Oh, Dozy. These guys will certainly be willing to work, I think, with the adventurers in some way and not be
Haha, the pacifist half elves working with the Hadozi and all 65 of the Tiefling family.
Well, maybe, I don't know, you might want to leave the tiefling family with them here. Oh, actually, I don't think you wanted that. It'd be a bad idea in the long run. They're too broken at this point, right?
Yeah.
They need to be released out into the sunshine, to go touch the grass, and be left to go out and be a nice little tiefling family out there around no one, happily ever after. Right? That's what needs to happen. Right?
I mean, if we lock them all together in one of the cages, they'll be together.
No, don't be like that. Okay, so Hadozi families, all right, go into here. Okay, now, oh, I did have to undo here. What they're using in the back chamber. Oh, they somehow managed to get their hands on sheep, and they have some sheep corralled in the back here. So they managed to probably trade with the elf, who acted real nice, and, you know, all nice, governor, and I just want to have a look at your sheep. And I don't know why the elves have a Cockney accent all of a sudden. Alright. A dozy family with some sheep in the cavern with the wrench. Alright? You know what that's a reference to? You know it? It's a board game. Cluedo. Very good. A dozy family with some sheep in the cavern. Alright? So that's what we're going to be doing today.
I probably would have gotten it if we had,
Sure. Well, if you played more Pluto. Right?
I've only played like 2 rounds of it, ever.
Ever?
Yeah.
Ever?
Ever. Okay, let's get down to business.
Alright, let's get down to business.
Defeat.
Alright, grab your pencil. Grab your pencil for yourself. Alright, set it up. Oh, went out of the line. I know, look, horrible. I can't stand it. It hurts my feelings. Alright, okay.
So this one's last.
Yeah, this is the last. This is the last room. Okay, this is the empty room at the end of the corridor. So it's relatively round, and it's got an entryway that comes off the top here.
Are we
that meets
gonna
with
do
the other
the
ones.
cavern
All right?
generating thing?
Oh, the shape of it.
Yeah.
Was it not on this one here? Would you like to do that again?
Sure.
If we can find it.
Yes. I'm going to roll another. What is it? Another
That's the corridor table.
trapezoid, but it's instead of the
Oh, room
trapezoid.
layout table. Yeah, you do have this. You see this? I see this. You see
Okay.
this? 10-sided dice for the room plus a couple of d6s.
2.
Is a square room. So roll a d6 and a d6.
6 and a 5.
All right, so they're about 7 and 8 tiles long. All right, and so they're going to be about that. Right, going to be roughly like that before it turns off sharply to go join the other passageway tunnel from the other entry, and they're both going to meet up, and they're both going to go like this, and that's next month. All right.
Ride the Hadozis.
The next month. All right. So we have an empty room. Wait, we have to finish here. This has, like I said, carapaces. So this is where they do their shedding. So if they come in here and they're going to see casts off of scorpion casts, and
like dead skin.
also going to see probably a refuse pile of like bones and such. All right. They're going to see the bones, and they're also going to see droppings. All right, I don't know how to do droppings. Let's just draw little things of droppings, and the droppings are going to be, how big do we say? Golf ball size up to
Yeah,
about
ball size.
cricket ball size. All right, in their square chamber. So it's going to be obvious that there's someone who comes in and does a nature check. They'll probably be able to identify it pretty easily. There's a lot of evidence here. I don't think it's going to be very difficult to find out what's in the next room. Yeah, whether they get here and they're dead or not is the other question. It depends which way they come. All right, so yeah, that is right. That's very easy. The next one is going to be
The Hadozi family.
Yeah, but if we were theming it, you can see on the map here that what I want to do is put the family in this middle room.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And if we're putting the family in the middle room and we're putting the sheep in the little back area, all right, the protected area, in a little corral where they might have some naturally occurring growth, not wildlife. What's the word? Fauna? Flora is the, yeah, okay. So, and maybe I'm thinking also in this section, all right, hear me out, bioluminescent mushrooms. You know, so you can eat that.
Bioluminescent moss.
They can get by being they can get by eating moss and mushrooms and some plants that grow at the back. There's water not too far away, and they also can raise some sheep here. All right.
They are very pacifist.
Yeah, they don't want to fight. They're escapees. All right. They've been tormented. They've been on a journey. All right. Okay. Sure.
They somehow managed to go past the place of no return.
Just a quick sip of the old green tea.
Somehow they managed.
They're very resourceful and intelligent. They were bred to be
like all
capable
have
and stuff
18
like that.
intelligence.
I don't know if they're that smart. I'm not sure. They've done away with a lot of that sort of stuff now. You can choose where you want to put your bonuses, and it's not necessarily tied to a racial characteristic as so much anymore. So, you know, you could say that they're generally smart, but now anything's as smart as each other, which I do think in some ways, philosophy section, just for a second, does diminish the nature of racial differences within the setting, and kind of goes against, like, not only historical context, but what we kind of see in the world. But anyway, we'll get back on track, so not to be too controversial. Magic item properties to generate later one day on there, and then put them in and talk about it. Yeah, we got to get to it. We've had some heavy days. Just had Star Wars day to day, right? So we've got to move through it.
Very tired.
Okay, sure. So here we have in that, this is the first room going the other way. Remember we had the first one where we saw the baby dead spider in the poison? All right, we need a room like that that signals what's going on in here, all right? So that's what this room is, and it's coming out...
A dozy fur.
A dozy fur?
Yeah. You know, they have to shed.
Well...
It's the wrong way, Dad. We do that one on the top.
Oh, It's the right way. Look, this one comes down here, comes in here, and goes along the bottom. All right,
Oh.
this one's going bottom. This one's at the top, comes along here. All right, comes out the top. Okay, this one goes in this. Okay, we don't do the shape of the room.
Sure.
Shape of the room. All right, you got a 10 here. I think it's cool. This one. Let's go. Shape of the room. I gotta find the table as quick as you're done. I've already found it. No, I haven't.
7.
7. Hexagon. All right. So there's a roughly.
You need to roll the thing.
Oh yeah, go on. I mean, like, sure. How big?
D6
D6s?
plus 1 wide.
Well, per thing. Oh yeah, sure. I see. Okay.
5.
5. So it's roughly 6 from the center. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, about that size, right? So it's quite a biggish chamber. Yeah. So that's about 30 foot across there, 25, 30
Because
foot.
like the, you
Alright.
know, people were still trying to make
Okay.
it like, you know, look good, the elf
All right. Yeah.
stuff.
This is all naturally occurring cavern. And also we're going to see the bioluminescent mushrooms start to appear, right?
And a dozy fur.
A dozy fur. All right. So we got mushrooms. Let's put mushies in. All right. And we got fur. I'm not sure how to draw fur. You mean a pile of fur, possibly from an encounter with the scorpions? Because I'm thinking if they're here, they might have actually put up some kind of barricade, right? So I'm thinking they built a simple barricade here. Right? So they've come...
And they're probably very timid, afraid.
Sure. So they built a simple barricade here so that the scorpions generally don't want to come through and they can poke at them. All right. And there's clumps of fur from fights. All right. On kind of both sides. Fur from... Oh, is that all F's? Is that some alliteration? Oh my god. FFF.
Fur
All
from
right.
fights and
Fur from
shedding.
fights. All right. So we've got some bioluminescent mushies. Maybe we start growing some other fauna in here. You know, some of that moss, right? So there's also moss on the side of this wall. I'm not quite sure how I draw moss onto a wall, but we'll just assume that I did. Okay. The mushies glow. All right, glow mushies glow. And are edible. Plus, these are incredible mushrooms. Are edible. Go great on pizza. Alright.
But then you're it's like you have fairy fire on you.
What? If you eat the mushroom, it imparts an effect for a while.
Yeah, it's just like you glow. You glow for like
Sure, the
however
mushies
long
glow, sure.
fairy
Okay,
fire is.
sure, okay. So you eat it.
It's
It
like
doesn't
you have
give you-
fairy fire on.
So it doesn't give you the power of fairy fire. It makes you under the effect of fairy fire. For
Yeah.
how long after this? I'm thinking
1d10.
a D6 in multiples of 10 minutes. All right, so you could either be 10 minutes or you could be 60 minutes. All right,
Yes.
so roll a D6.
50 minutes.
50 minutes, so close to an hour. Okay, if you eat them,
You just glow like green.
all right, green. You are, yeah, sure. You are under the effects of fairy fire. Are edible. Sure.
So when you see the monkeys, they'll just be like glowing.
Maybe they don't at the start, but maybe they eat some food and then they tell you to eat it and they start glowing and then you like weird out and it's like, man, why do I want to eat? You're like, have you put the mushrooms into the food, man? Like, I'm gonna glow too? I don't want to do that, man. Really, you know, like it's all cool for Hadozi culture and stuff, man, but like I'm not in for glowing much. Like, bro, I don't know, right? Maybe let's not carry on. All right, so we got a barricade. All right, I'm gonna write that in.
Can we do 1d10 Hadozis?
A dead Hadozi. No,
No, 1d10 alive Hadozis.
Oh, how many we're gonna deal with later on? I'm
Yeah.
gonna do that in the next room. The little family. All right.
Yeah, but we're gonna do.
Yeah, we are. So we'll come to it very, very shortly. We just need a little bit of patience. Okay, and then these guys, you can spread them out as much as you'd like through play into that other room. You know, maybe they get found out. They're all doing it in investigations and stuff like this, and they don't notice that they're being watched the entire time. All right, so we'll see how many we have. Just hold back a little bit.
Okay.
We're very nearly finished here. All right. I just need to have a sip of tea. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. So we have some fur, got some glowing mushrooms, got some moss, got some barricades. I'm not quite sure what else we need to put in here. I think it'd be
Nothing really.
relatively cleaned out. Yeah, I was gonna put all sorts of dead things if it was the goblin stuff, and if it was the drow things, I was gonna make sure because they definitely be trying to conceal themselves and blocking the entrance quite quite more securely. The dwarves would have probably built something so that it was actually a working door that could be locked, so a simple barricade of sticks and possibly a ditch is fine for now. All right, do we need to put anything else into there at all? Maybe a trap. It's quite possible that there would be a trap in here that
They are very resourceful.
Yeah, sure, resourceful
like
and smart. All right. So
they tamper with the things.
give me a flip. All right, flip of a coin. Is there the trap? All right. Oh my God! Don't kill yourself. Put it in front of the camera.
There is a trap.
There is a type of the trap. All right.
Wouldn't it just be like if they like tamper with the door or something like?
No, they might have something in the whole room. Oh, where's the trap one?
Bro, you flattened your pillow.
Mundane item, trap generator. Alright. It's a pile of books. Very big pile of books. Did you not put that book back in that thing? Oh my gosh. Move his leg. Alright. Where are we at? We're gonna roll. How dangerous is the context? Alright, we need to know about context.
1.
Okay. The default, normal.
Normal.
Anything goes. I think it is. Oh, they don't get acid spray. They don't get a spiked pit. They don't get fireball, ice cone, or dazzle, or charm. Are you sure?
I mean, they just have what they have.
Alright. Alright. 12. Let me see. Arrows. So they've set up some arrows here. Versus a dexterity save. Simple D4 damage. But they don't do much.
Damage?
Well, I mean, you said they don't have much, so... Well, I mean, what's the short bow, to be honest? Right?
I mean, that's like maybe 15, 16 arrows.
What's the short bow damage? I'd rather do it like that than just have a D4. Alright? We put all the weapons at the back. Alright, short bow damage is a D6. Yeah, very good. Okay. So, where are we doing this trap from? Are we assuming it comes from the side here? Is it in the middle by the time you pass the center?
Maybe it's just like from...
Is it at the entryway here? So as soon as you kind of cross this threshold into this room, there's going to be some arrows that shoot?
If it was just like at the door, like it just rains down arrows.
So they kind of have a pressure
like
plate
here.
system here at this
like
door.
Tamper with the door.
There's no door. It's all natural caverns.
Oh.
It's all open width. It's all natural here, right?
I thought there was a barricade.
They've got a barricade, but it's just sticks dug into a ditch in front of the rest of the cavern. Okay. So that if the spiders come along again, they can poke at them. Right? That's a barricade in that sense as well, right? Okay, so I think you're right, though, that we put it at this entryway so that it's set, and it just fires out of the roof, right? So it's over a 15-foot, over a 15 by 5 foot panel, okay? And you have an arrow trapped panel, okay? The thing is, how good is it that they actually managed to prepare it? That's the question, right? Trapped panel, arrows, okay, 5 by 15, does 1d6 to anyone in that area that gets hit. They have to make a dex save. What a dex save are we talking about here? Probably at least
maybe 18.
17, 18, sure.
18,
wow, alright, 18. Okay, sure.
I mean, they're like level 4 now.
Yeah, alright. Dex saves 18 for anyone who stands on the thing. What about the ability to perceive it?
Maybe like a 16.
16. Alright, so it's not too difficult to see. But it is all dark through here, so unless they have light, that adds that extra
They
element.
will.
Yeah, well, they should, right? Everyone has light all the time at this point. But the bioluminescent mushrooms, their glow, that kind of sort of only comes out on that wall and
You
into
can
the
kind of see.
yeah, into the center of the room. It's not really, light bulbs here, okay? So a 16 DC to see the trap. All right. Very good. Very simple. Very, very easy. Don't think we need to do anything else other than that. We set up enough story and stuff, right? Very good. Let's move on to the next one. Oh, this is where we want the family, and they sit in a T intersection. All right. What's the shape of the room? All right. This is the Hodozi, Hodozi house hideaway. Hodozi hideaway. That has a nice ring to it. What are you doing? How many dice rolls are you gonna do? One dice roll. One dice. 1d10. All right. Let me look at the table.
I'm going until we go. Hey.
8. An oval. All right.
Oval.
You want to draw an oval? You know how to draw an oval? That's not a... No, not quite. Alright, so we've got the one coming in here.
Draw
Alright.
a line.
Oh, I do need to draw a line. I do need to draw a line.
Okay, it's 1d6 high and 1d6 wide.
Okay, sure.
So...
5 and... what's that one?
5 and 3.
Alright, so it's not a very wide one. It's just quite a long room, alright? Okay, like that.
And,
okay, and it's got another one coming out here, alright? Down the bottom. Yeah, that's right. Oh, don't be too rough. Alright, so there's another passageway coming down here. It's a T intersection.
Paper, okay?
Alright, this is where they're going to be keeping their sheep. So this way, alright? 2 sheep. You have to make that very clear. Not 2 as in TWO, 2 as in the direction of. Alright?
Okay.
You get me? You get
Yes.
me? Alright, you got me?
I have got you.
Alright, cool, great. So we've got a mostly oval room. This is where they're holding up. On this side here, they've managed to build some kind of barricade. Alright, so this is a wall, okay, a paneled wall. Let's have a look. Paneled wall with sticks. Now, we have to assume that they either stole that or bartered for it, or perhaps they... Remember I said that they managed to get meat, that the Elven Warden, and that they had some stores of meat with the Shadowkai? This is where they're getting it from, and it's sheep, apparently, now, alright? So the Shadowkai had sheep meat that was traded through the Warden over to here, alright? So they had him as a middleman the whole time. So that guy knew about these people over here and didn't want to
Alert.
well, disturb them too much or whatever. But that guy also deals with the hags, all right? So he's quite willing to... He has knowledge of the hags, that warden. He has knowledge of all of this cavern system. He's probably met at least one group of the hags or one individual out of the hags in the next section.
Because the hags give him presents.
Yeah, presents and stuff, right? So, he also knows about and deals with these guys. So they obviously are allowed to stay here, or they fight for their thing here. Maybe the hags allow them to be here because they serve some other purpose. But at the moment, let's give them some kind of little hut. How many do we want? What do we say? A D6?
1d8. Minimum 4.
A D8 of them. A minimum of 4. Okay, all right. I'm okay with that.
5.
5. So we have
a good number.
5 Hodozis, all right, and they have
Are we gonna
fled
roll
here.
that class?
Not right now. They might not necessarily have a particular class. All right, these things are not necessarily here now as a encounter. But so, what do you do if they do fight them? Well, you actually make them quite an easy encounter. All right, and then the biggest weight, like the experience, is then for the party, is that they don't really get any experience out of it for them, and they don't really carry much, but they have slaughtered the last of a Hadozi family that has fled here, and that would actually be a horrible, terrible thing to do, right? So the cost, the actual what do they earn here or nothing? It's actually a cost on them, on their moral whatever in this sort of situation, right?
If you help one family, like the Tiefling family, why not help the Hadozi family?
Sure, that's right. I mean,
But
and
if
these
you
ones
beat
are
up the
actually,
tiefling family,
well,
you have free reign to beat
I
up
have
the
no
whole
motive.
family.
Like, this is the thing. You cannot decide what people are going to do in their own playthroughs of any game. And you can also not incentivize people to have to take a certain route. You know, if you give them a whole lot of stuff and some gold and they fled with some items and stuff like this, then they're definitely going to be an incentive for the people to take it off them if they don't trade, right? So you don't actually give them those things. You just give them simple things in a simple life. You know, if they had goblins here, they'd have a significant encounter. If they had you know, the point of this thing is then not the encounter. The problem and the trouble is how do you get past this? How do you deal with this family and not kill them all? Tragically, right? Which is hopefully what people would do. Okay? So they have a little hut here. I'm going to give them a little hut of some variety that they've managed to build out of materials.
Sticks
Okay,
and
mostly natural
stones.
sticks and stuff, yeah, and rubble and that. Okay, so they
Dirt.
got a natural hut, all right, and it probably got a couple of portions of it, okay, because they'd also have a place to cook, all right, natural hut, and they'd have a cooking section, right? Okay, so place for food.
with like
All right.
coal and stuff.
They'd have a place for drying their skins and stuff like that. They'd actually, you know, every now and again shear and cut the sheep's wool
They would
and,
probably
and
be
skin
wearing
them
like
if they have to,
what is it?
right? So
Because it's probably cold. They may have made blankies.
skins and shearing offcuts, all right, over in one corner. They'd also use that for bedding and clothing, you know, so it'd probably be reasonable to see them wearing knitted or otherwise manufactured clothing, right? Let's have a little gate here because that just seems cute. All right, what else? What else are you doing there? What you writing on there? Are you giving them pictures? All right. Okay, so I mean,
I think
you
that's
could give them
it
encounters,
for
but I
today.
mean, you'd make one person possibly like not even a challenge. If these are all level 4, then you'd make him a CR3, and you make everybody else CR1s or halves essentially. You know what I mean? So this is not designed to like. I'm gonna write it here. Look, not a challenge.
At all.
Except to your soul. Please do not murder, alright? We want them to live if we put
Do
them
not
here.
kill.
Do not kill. I'm trying to say that in every possible way. Okay? You can't ever tell. Like they may have some manner of currency to trade with. I mean, they probably have at least you know, roll you can I mean like we can roll the small treasure thing online, or we could possibly roll in one of the all right, I found it. I found it. Treasures. Treasure generator. See? 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 We could do some of this stuff. I
Okay.
printed this up out of here. Also, or we can just do our treasure table. Look, this is simple. We can roll on these other things that they have, and we'll keep rolling until it gives us a 1 or a 2. But if it only gives us a 1 or a 2, then they are poor. Right? Okay, also another incentive to not kill these people because they literally have nothing that they haven't made
Except
for
some
themselves and their sheep. All right,
And their sheep.
which I hope nobody ever takes. I hope that's the other thing. I hope they do not get their sheep taken off them. All right, so roll a d6. We'll do something like this. All right, a 2. 2d6 worth of gold coins. All right, they have almost nothing. They're cocked. All right, take these other dice out of here. Yeah. Move over. 6.
6
They have
gold.
6 gold, essentially in gold, silver, and copper between them. It's very sad, right? They have nothing.
One person has 2 gold.
Maybe look. Maybe they can trade skins. Maybe they can trade food, right? Maybe they can.
trade sheep.
Maybe they can trade bioluminescent mushrooms, which grow all over this wall here. All right, and they come out of
And
this
the moss.
hallway. All right, and the moss grows up against the other wall. All right, So we have moss and mushrooms. Moss.
And mushy.
Yeah, that should be a band. Moss and mushrooms. All right. Moss and mushies. Sure. Okay. So they do have some stuff to trade here.
Have light,
essentially, they have light eternally because it just always glows. They can't tell night from day, but they don't mind. They've grown accustomed to it. They have enough of everything that they have. They probably have some form of like probably simple daggers and stuff like that and clubs. So improvised weapons and a couple of knives. They don't really even have much in a way to defend themselves. All right. So can I write on here just one more time? Do not kill. All right. I don't think I've made it very, very clear yet. All right. And I really want these guys to live. Oh, and don't take their sheep. All right. Okay. Do not kill. So this part of having these in here, this Hadozi, Bob says, also represents the ones that we're going to be having later on. So if we had have rolled up goblins, and later on there's going to be other goblins and stuff like that, or there's going to be other giants, there's going to be other things for them to encounter. So there probably will be other Hadozi groups if we want to roll interactions or want to roll foes, because perhaps some of these Hadozis are actually under the charm or the manipulation of the hags. So we could possibly find some more, jazz monkeys later on. And then, and then it turns out that they act really nice, but they got lots of deception and they actually betray them, right? So there could be another element, all right? So I think putting those kind of betrayals and things in, like with the warden, the traitor warden, and the fact that he could betray them later as well, or fight them outright, like I think putting those things in adds different kind of flavor and in like role-play narrative interactions than just simply putting a fight in front of them with loot. If they play out in different ways than something that is just immediately combat, then in many ways it's more interesting for people to play through, right? Yeah. So I think that's it too. Yeah, I think we scrolled all over everything. I'm gonna have to do some tidy up work. But I do think that is everything for today. I'm very, very surprised that the bonus edition of the Hadozi actually won through. You have a knack for doing rolls like that, it seems, and I don't know how to feel about that. Give them more plate mail. Yeah, no more plate mail. If we get Hadozis in plate mail later, it's just going to be a nightmare, all right? Okay. Because they can glide. Can you imagine a fighter Hadozi that's like working for the other team in plate mail that just glides off one of the cavern walls and there's just multiples of them flying towards you?
All with plate mail.
All with plate mail. Can you just imagine it? The physics. All right. Let's not do that anymore. Very good. Well,
we'll see you next time.
Thanks for coming, sticking around. Do the thing.
Comments and stuff.
Yeah, comments down below. Appreciate it all.
Hassle.
No hassle. Thanks. Stick around next time.
See you next time.